Ever wonder what would happen if you just handed the keys to your stock portfolio over to an artificial intelligence? Well, welcome to this explainer because that's exactly what we're testing today. We're going to see if an AI can successfully build a rock-solid stock portfolio without relying on any human analysts, financial advisors, or internet gurus. Just pure, unadulterated artificial intelligence calling the shots. Seriously, would you actually trust an algorithm with your hard-earned cash? I really wanted to find out, so I literally asked ChatGPT to pick 5 stocks for August. But look, we aren't just going to take its output as gospel here. Oh no, we are going to dig deep, analyze its underlying logic, weigh the pros and cons of every single pick, and see if this AI is actually onto something or if it's completely missing the mark. All right, here's the roadmap for our explainer today. First, we'll lay down the ground rules. Then we'll unveil the actual AI portfolio. And finally, we'll deliver our final verdict. So, Section 1, the ground rules. Let's get right into how we set this up. Before letting the AI run wild, I gave it a prompt with 5 strict rules. It had to pick exactly 5 stocks, focus on long-term quality companies, spread them across different sectors for diversification, ensure strong business fundamentals, and, of course, they still needed to have significant future growth potential. And just a quick aside here, guys. Since AI can't predict the future, this is an experiment in AI logic, not official financial advice, okay? Moving on to Section 2, unveiling the AI portfolio. Let's actually look at what it picked and weigh those pros and glaring cons. All right, pick number 1. Honestly, no surprise here to anyone paying attention to the markets. It's NVIDIA. I mean, they're basically sitting right at the dead center of the entire global AI revolution right now. So why did ChatGPT love NVIDIA? Well, the reasoning is pretty bulletproof. Their chips are literally the engine powering the modern tech landscape, from data centers to self-driving cars, and yeah, even ChatGPT itself. Massive demand from the world's biggest tech giants means incredibly high profit margins and total leadership in artificial intelligence. But, and this is a big but, here's the human reality check we need to consider. The AI just sees flawless math and a perfect growth trajectory. The reality? Everyone and their mother knows NVIDIA is amazing. Because of that, expectations are sky high. If you buy in at the wrong price and their growth slows down even a fraction of a percent, you could face some nasty sudden volatility. So while the AI sees the numbers, we humans have to manage the market psychology. Okay, moving right along, pick number 2 is a familiar giant, Microsoft. What's super interesting about this choice is how Microsoft is basically a masterclass in blending total stability with cutting-edge tech. ChatGPT highlighted their rock-solid, consistent earnings and strong cash flow. But the real kicker? They are aggressively weaving AI into basically every product they make, from Windows to Azure to LinkedIn, all fueled by that massive, multi-billion-dollar investment into OpenAI. Now, as a human investor, what I love here is this safety net. Unlike a pure AI stock that lives or dies on the latest tech hype, Microsoft is incredibly diversified. Even if the AI bubble cools off significantly, they have multiple other massively profitable businesses to fall back on. It gives you that exciting cloud and AI exposure, but with a really phenomenal cushion. Next up, pick number 3, Amazon. Now, when I say Amazon, you probably just think of online shopping and those cardboard boxes constantly piling up on your porch, right? Well, retail is really only half the story. The real moneymaker and the core reason ChatGPT picked them is actually Amazon Web Services, or AWS. Cloud computing is just exploding at a staggering rate, and all those heavy AI workloads are only increasing the demand for Amazon's cloud infrastructure. Add in the rapidly booming advertising business, and you've got a total powerhouse. But again, we need a reality check. You have to balance that impressive high-margin cloud and AI growth against their traditional retail side, where margins are, quite frankly, notoriously tight and insanely competitive. It's a definite balancing act that investors need to keep a close eye on. All right, pick number 4 actually kind of surprised me. It's Meta Platforms. Obviously, they've evolved way past just being the Facebook we all knew a decade ago. ChatGPT's logic here is that Meta's core digital advertising business remains just an extreme cash machine. And they're taking all that profit and heavily investing it into AI to successfully boost user engagement across all their platforms. Plus, they're finding new ways to monetize WhatsApp and are still pouring massive resources into virtual reality. Here's the catch, though, and where the human element steps back in. The huge elephant in the room is Reality Labs, their VR and metaverse division. That division is still burning through billions of dollars every single year. If that metaverse gamble doesn't eventually pay off, investors might just lose their patience, no matter how good the AI algorithms and ad revenues look. And finally, to cap off our 5-stock AI portfolio, ChatGPT went with Google's parent company, Alphabet. I mean, Alphabet is an absolute titan. They dominate global search, they own YouTube, and Android powers billions of phones worldwide. ChatGPT loved this pick because it provides massive, unparalleled cash generation and an unimaginably huge user base, ready and waiting to instantly roll out whatever new AI innovations they come up with. But let's play devil's advocate for a second. We have to weigh that massive current reach against a very real existential threat. Think about it. If new generative AI assistants completely change how everyday people search the internet, like if we just ask a chatbot for answers instead of typing into a Google search bar, that directly threatens Alphabet's core golden goose business model. Huge opportunities here for sure, but very real disruption risks. Which brings us to Section 3, the final verdict. We've seen all 5 picks: NVIDIA, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, and Alphabet. So now it's time to step back and evaluate if ChatGPT actually built a fundamentally good portfolio. Looking at this summary, the irony of this whole experiment is pretty glaring, right? Did ChatGPT uncover some hidden under-the-radar gem? No, it absolutely did not. It played it incredibly safe. It basically scooped up 5 of the biggest, most financially resilient mega-cap tech companies on the planet. And honestly, focusing on financially strong, dominant companies with long-term growth is exactly what experienced human investors do every single day. So that leads to our ultimate takeaway for this explainer. AI is a remarkably powerful tool. It can organize research in a flash, summarize crazy amounts of data, and explain complex business models beautifully. But as we saw with all those real-world risks we had to factor in, it simply shouldn't replace your own critical thinking. You still need your own understanding of market psychology and your own personal risk assessment. To wrap up this explainer, I want to hand the mic over to you. Out of NVIDIA, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, and Alphabet, which of these 5 stocks would you actually put your own money into today? Did ChatGPT completely miss your absolute favorite company? And hey, most importantly, do you want me to invest real money into this exact portfolio and track it for a month just to see if the AI can beat the market? Think about it, because the future of investing is already here, and it's looking right back at us.